Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Rooster Stone Show.
Stone Show.
Dude, I love that. You know, Kyle does this like rooster crow. I need to have that in one ear and your Stone Show in another one. That's great. I love it.
It's yours.
Hey, man. Welcome back. Rob and I are back for another great episode. We're going to do a What Are You Listening To today. So super stoked about it. Let's dive right in, brother. What do you got for your first song?
All right. My first song is There Goes My Heart by Enough's Enough from the album 10, the year 2000. So being a musician and doing fill-in gigs, I rarely get to listen to music for my own enjoyment. So sometimes I listen to podcasts and find music that way. So I was listening to a podcast with the lead singer, Donnie V from Enough's Enough, and they were picking their top 5 Enough's Enough songs. And I made a playlist, and this song just jumped out at me from the moment it began. It has a Beatlesque jellyfish feel to it. The opening riff is very Paperback Writer. And then preparing for today, I also realized it kind of has a Friends, I'll Be There For You feel to it, that kind of jovial, but it's just, to me, like a fun pop song. I just can't get enough of it.
You're absolutely right, too. I'm listening to this and I'm like, this sounds like an early Beatles tune. I mean, even down to like the George Harrison-y lick.
Yep.
You know, I just love the melody and the vocal harmonies. This is a catchy song. I wasn't expecting this
from them.
Yeah. And so I was, very like, wow, I really like this tune. And I really like that band, but it's like, I wasn't expecting that. So it's a really nice kind of switch on me.
Yeah, it really is. And, I just think that they hit at the wrong time. I think they hit right as grunge was taking over. And a couple of years earlier, they could have been, I think, a much bigger band.
Yeah, they kind of, a lot of bands I think that happened to. They kind of sort of got swept in with the hair bands.
Yep.
And really all they were trying to do was break into the scene.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, I mean, a lot of great bands like that. You know, we talked about a band a couple weeks ago on the show. Extreme kind of got that too.
Yes.
You know, they kind of got lumped in, even though they weren't really a hair band. I mean, if you look at them, but anyway, this is a great choice. Love this song.
Thank you.
Excellent choice. So for my first song, I chose the song Vagabond from Wolfmother, their self-titled album in 2006. I bought this album when it came out, and I absolutely loved it. I found out about these guys in Spin magazine back when they still reviewed decent music. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? These guys felt like the metal that was coming out in the 70s. They're raw, and yet somehow full for a power trio. Andrew Stockdale's voice is searing and inimitable. His guitars are fuzzy and heavy. I didn't realize this, but he recorded almost every part on that album. It was him. He put together the band to tour. And I think that happens sometimes, but I was like really kind of blown away by that. That's awesome. So if you want to rock, man, these are the guys for you, man. And again, this reaffirms my conviction that nothing that comes out of the land down under is less than amazing. Hooray for Oz.
Exactly. Before listening to this song, I admittedly knew very little Wolfmother besides Joker and the Thief and Mother, which I guess are considered the hits. And that definitely displays that fuzz guitar you were talking about. But this song is such a departure from that. I fell in love with it. It's just a very sing-along acoustic chunky tune.
Yeah. And there is an acoustic version of this song, which, to be honest with you, I didn't choose for this show, but I prefer when I listen to it. So maybe if you're lucky, I'll tag it on the end of the playlist so you can hear it. But anyway, yeah, there it is. There's my first song. So what do you got next, brother?
Rabid Animal by Lake Street Dive from their album Bad Self-Portrait from 2014. This song I have to give my daughter Anastasia credit for. My wife and I saw her band Ladybird perform, and they did this song, and I thought it was an original. I didn't know anything about it. And this is another song I can put on repeat and just listen to. I don't get tired of it. I highly recommend checking them out. Great musicianship, and Rachel Price, the lead singer, her voice is like none other. And as a Beatles fan, they do some incredible Beatle covers, including like a recreation of the rooftop concert from Let It Be. So definitely worth checking out. This song is the one that really grabbed me, but anything I've heard from them, it's just great stuff.
Dude, Rachel Price's voice. Oh.
Yeah.
And that groove, the groove of this song. You know, I'm about to deep dive this band, like, for real, but that voice, yo, I would literally do anything she says. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like she's an enchantress. Oh my God, her voice.
Yeah, very sultry.
It's really good, really good. And you know, there are so many nuanced things about it that make it that way, and sultry is a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, really like that band. All right. So for my second song, I chose the song Synchronicity 2 by The Police from their Synchronicity album in 1983. I was in a Police cover band for a very small period about 12 years ago. And we did so many great songs from their whole catalog. I think we picked like 3 songs off of every album, and that's what we did. And I mean, I've always liked this band, but I fell in love with this band then. And this is not one of the songs that we did, but it was one I really wanted to do. But this is another power trio. I mean, that's the second one on my list for me today. One of the best, maybe. Their whole catalog is top shelf. They had so many great songs that every song should be on their greatest hits. I really, really feel that way about the Police. You know, I always loved them growing up, and I knew all the lyrics to their radio songs. Everyone had that greatest hits album. But it wasn't until I was in high school, when a somewhat local music store was going out of business, and I landed their complete recordings box set, Message in a Box, that I really dove into this band. They are so utterly unique. Their songs and albums are all so different from one another. I mean, every song, from song to song, it's just like swinging you all over the place. These guys didn't just make music. They pushed the envelope of all music, even their own. I could have picked any song, but I chose this one because of its message. This song is dark and brooding and altogether different from most of their catalog. But that outro, that's the thing, man. That's what gets me every time. Dude.
I mean, yes, the guitar riff in the intro is what grabs me, that like major third to major second going back and forth.
Yeah.
But I've always loved the Police. I think Message in a Bottle was probably my favorite song when I was like 5 or 6. It was everywhere. Like you just couldn't get away from that tune.
So great.
But this song, I've always just, it's always had a special place for me. I don't know why, you know, do you like Synchronicity 1 or Synchronicity 2? I'm always a Synchronicity 2 guy.
Me too.
But great pick and love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Whew. I like that song. Yeah. All right. We're at your last song already. Can you believe it? I mean, dude, it's just like whoosh.
It's too quick.
It is. It's too quick. So what do you got for number 3?
So my next one, my final one, is a local artist. It's called Could You Ever Love Again by Michael Anthony Gretto from his newly released EP In Florence, Volume 2. I don't believe there's a Volume 1. Mm-hmm. But I've known Michael actually for over 25 years. We met on the cover band scene. He was the lead singer of a cover band, and we would play together. Mm-hmm. And I would hear people talk about his original music, and I had never had a chance to hear it. And we were doing a benefit in Philly about 2 or 3 years ago, and he was one of the performers. And he performed, and I just sat in awe of the music, and his voice is just beautiful. He has an amazing story that, you know, isn't mine to share, but it really is something incredible, and his music is very personal and wonderful. And I've been listening to both of his EPs constantly, and it was very hard for me to pick which song I was going to present to you, but the one thing as a cover band musician, I think I've always faced this. You're not a real musician. You're in a cover band kind of thing. I think Grotto is proof that cover band musicians should not be overlooked.
Yeah.
And I think this song and his music proves that.
First of all, whoever says that is a twat. And I'm sorry to use the English word there, and I meant it in the English way.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's horse crap. And, a lot of us have been working at our own music publicly or privately for years. You have to wear a lot of hats to make a living at this job. And I think a lot of people that don't do it don't understand that. Or sort of the weekend warriors, they don't get that. Some of the best bands and musicians I've ever heard are people I know or people I've seen playing the pub club circuit. Mm-hmm. This song is amazing. The voice and the melody, so sweet. Michael made a fan here today from me. I hope he made one from you too. That's what this show literally is all about. I love, love, love this song. I mean, it is. It's so sweet and there's just something about it. You're just like, oh man, I feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. His voice is so good. But yeah, man, what a great tune. All right. We're at the last one, brother. This is it. I've been waiting to bring this song out. And I was just like, when I saw you on the schedule, I'm like, this is the moment.
Oh, no.
So I chose the song Here Comes the Flood by Peter Gabriel. I chose the Shaking the Tree version from 1990. There's a bunch of different versions of this, both the original version and the live version. But my brother had the Shaking the Tree album when we were in high school. And I always loved to just put it on and marvel at Peter's voice. But this song, of all the songs, always called to me. It still calls to me. I've listened to the original version and the live versions time and time again, but I always come back to this one. I don't know if it's because it was the first time I heard the song or if it really is just the quality of him and the piano. But that chord progression is so haunting. His voice is so broken. He's almost whispering. But the lyrics, that's what always gets me, and that ending, it's an appeal. Please save us. Drink up, dreamers. You're running dry. Ah, man, this song gets me.
Yeah, I did not know this song. I had heard of it, but I just didn't know it. And kind of made me question some life choices that I hadn't heard it before. So that's for another time. But
yeah,
it's beautiful. And you talk about his broken voice throughout the song. And then with about 30 seconds left, he sings these notes where I'm kind of getting emotional thinking about it. I've listened to it many times since you put it on the list. And every time, just talking about it, I have chills.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song. And he's just amazing.
Yeah, you're right. His voice at the end, it's just...
Yeah, it is this whisper and this, like, oh, he's hurting.
Yeah.
And then he sings these notes.
And he can do this thing with his voice that, no one else can do. And it's just, whew. I really hope you made it this far into the podcast and that you listened to this song because I absolutely love this song. And I know you're going to love it too.
Yep.
But there it is, man. 6 tunes. Some new stuff for you to listen to, or maybe some old stuff for you to listen to get you going and get you, thinking of things again. I think sometimes with, Spotify and these streaming services, I think a lot of songs we forget about them because we're just putting on whatever we're thinking about in the moment. It's kind of like, that's why I liked having a record collection and a CD collection because I could leaf through it and be like, ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to do that on Spotify.
Yes.
So I feel like that's what this show is. We're doing it for you. We're leafing through, the collection and trying to find some nuggets for you that you'll like. So we hope that you did. But thanks so much for sticking around. If you made it this far, don't forget to check out roosterstone.com to listen to our music. And also, you can link to all kinds of streaming services there. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Rooster Stone across all social media stuff. And don't forget about peace.
And love.
And one love. Come on over to roosterstone.com where you can book the band for any event you can imagine. Acoustic, full band, whatever your event may require. You can also email us to take online music lessons at an affordable monthly price. Don't forget to download our original music and like, follow, and subscribe to Rooster Stone across all social media platforms. Keep rocking out at roosterstone.com.